And welcome back to another episode of Grumps Let's Play StarDrive 2. I'm Line. And here we have the main screen again. The reason for this being, I wanted to actually change campaign because I get to thinking, 8 people when the game wants 5 on 70s on this, on the normal size system count. I don't think that's gonna be a good idea. So let's max it out. Yeah, there you go. That's much better. I feel better about that. All right. Everything's still okay? Yep, let's do this. Oh, by the way, I'm thinking about, should I skip the tutorials or not? I feel like I should, I also feel like I shouldn't. I don't know, we'll see. Actually, it might as well be interesting just to play tutorials on camera, just why not?
Welcome to Star.
Yes.
You are currently viewing the star system containing your home planet. You can also see your starting fleet, which contains a colony ship and an exploration frigate. The colony overview. The labor. Food is necessary to feed each of your citizens. Typically, one citizen requires 1 food per turn.
Right.
Production is used to construct new planetary improvements and ships at this colony. Science is used to research new technologies, which unlock new buildings for your planets, modules for your ships, and other improvements. But we'll get to that soon enough. The upper panel displays the vital statistics of this planet. The size and climate of a planet determine its maximum population and how much food can be produced per farmer per turn. The mineral richness of a planet can range from ultra-poor to poor, abundant, rich, and ultra-rich. Richness affects the amount of production per worker that can be created per turn at this planet.
Alright.
The population growth meter shows you how many turns remain until a new citizen is born on this colony. The number to the right of the meter indicates the growth rate. Hover over the growth rate for a detailed breakdown of this colony's reproductive efforts.
Alright, just like in StarDrive 1, both the qualities of the mineral planets as well as this.
The money icon indicates the net profit or loss of this colony as expressed in BC or billions of credits. The approval icon indicates your approval rating at this colony. High approval ratings can result in bonuses to the output of this planet, whereas low approval ratings will result in penalties. Mouse over either of them for a detailed breakdown.
Alright, so that's new. That's new to StarDrive 2. Yep.
The Ground Forces panel shows you which troops you have stationed on this planet. Ground troops can be customized in the Troop Upgrade panel. If you want to rebase your troops or to use them in a planetary assault, you can launch troops into troop transports using the launch button. To do that, you'll first need to build some freighters to serve as troop transports. So let's now take a look at how to build things.
Alright, so, was that like a... what's that? In StarDrive 1 you had to build freighters. I want to say yes. Also want to say no. I don't know. I kind of forget, but I remember how long it took me to figure out how to get troops off planet. Oh, that took me like a good 35 episodes to figure that out. Well, I mean, I get to admit, the tutorial in this game is really nice and it works really well. Even though it's very static and kind of boring, you might want to say, but it's a really nice tutorial nevertheless. I'm sad that I'm kind of saddened by myself, by my action about saying there's no tutorial in this game, but apparently there is. You just gotta start up a new this game mode, yes. Campaign? Yes.
The area in the upper right of this screen displays the top item in this planet's build queue, if any. Click the Build button to open the Build Queue management screen.
Alright.
In this screen, you can manage the production of your colonies. On the left is a list of all of the buildings that you can create at this colony. On the right is a list of the various ships and special units that can be created. Left-clicking any of these items will add them to the build queue. Perhaps you could add a few military vessels to your build queue, or a new colony ship. Note that when you do, they appear in the bottom center panel. You can drag items in the build queue to rearrange their build order. When you're done here, click the Close button, or simply right-click a blank area to return to the colony overview screen.
Okay, that worked.
Before we finish with this screen, you may notice the large hex grid occupying most of it. This grid displays which planetary improvements have been built here at this colony. You can mouse over any of them for a detailed description of the item, and you can left-click the item to scrap it if you so wish, which might be useful if you need to cut down on maintenance costs or raise funds quickly. When you're done here, right-click to return to the galaxy map. Before we proceed, take a moment to familiarize yourself with the view controls. You can change your view using the W, A, S, and D keys, or by mousing to the edge of the screen. Zoom in and out using the mouse scroll wheel. Click the next button when you're ready to proceed, and I'll reset the camera to show you a few key concepts regarding fleets.
I just noticed my two planets that we have in the system. They're not Mars. Yeah, they're not. Yeah, these are generated worlds. Why is that sound that occurs every few seconds? But yeah, as you can see, this is not like StarDrive 1, which actually had a map of the solar system. No. This is Earth with randomly generated worlds. Sure the planets in the solar system in StarDrive 1 were randomly generated too, as in Mars could have been poor, ultra poor, stuff like that. But it was Mars. These, however, that's not Mars. That's not anything yeah, that's a tundra world. That's like Reach sitting right in the same system. Very weird, very weird.
At this level of zoom, you can clearly see your home system and the edges of your Imperial space. You can also see a number of unexplored star systems. Let's get to exploring, shall we? Start by selecting your fleet. Just left-click the fleet's icon or drag a selection box around it. This will bring up the fleet's statistics panel. Here you can see the ships in this fleet, as well as this fleet's various statistics. Take a moment to mouse over the icons in this panel to understand their significance. If you'd like to rename a fleet, you can left-click its name to do so. You can view a combat ship's details by right-clicking its icon. You can rename your ships in the Display Details panel if you wish to.
That's pretty cool. No, we must make this. American flag. The American flag here is.
Fuel is an important strategic consideration when managing your fleets. You can see this fleet's current fuel highlighted on screen. Fleets don't require fuel to move while within your territorial borders, but once they leave the shaded area signifying your borders, your fuel supplies will diminish. Fleets that are out of fuel move very slowly and can only chart a course to a nearby colony or refueling station. Let's now try to do a little exploring.
Actually, if you get the Lux Edition, each individual race has their own special paint job. Like as you can see, the humans had the stars and stripes. Other ones have like black on black. It's interesting. Alright, let's see. We'll see that in battle.
With the fleet selected, right-click any area of the map to issue a move order. A good choice. The final step before you can begin your game is to select your first research topic. You can do this by pressing F1 to access the research menu, by clicking the science icon in the upper left portion of the screen, or by pressing the spacebar, which would normally advance your turn. Instead, because you don't have any research selected, the spacebar will prompt you to choose something to research.
Alright, let's do it.
The research screen provides you with 6 different fields of study. You may choose to study a single choice within a single field at a time before leveling up that field of study. Choose carefully, as you will lose the ability to research skipped text in the future. Don't worry, You can still get those technologies, but you'll have to use diplomacy or espionage to do so.
Huh.
Make a research choice and close the screen to continue.
Alright, where are the railguns? I wanna know where my railguns at. That's not railgun, but it might do. Oh, it's all power in this one. Oh, let's go. I still wonder what that sound is. It's like the computer that you're on is that sound. It's really weird. It weirds me how that comes up for no reason. I guess we'll go with Unmanned Rover Factory. Yeah.
Alright, it looks like you are ready to take your first turn. You can click the turn button in the lower right of the screen, but the best way to play StarDrive 2 is to hold down the spacebar to progress turns. The whole galaxy will update in real time when you do. There is no turn order in StarDrive 2. Your first order of business should be to find a new world to colonize. You've got a colony ship and you know how to explore, so get to it.
Well, I don't want you to do that. You there. You with the face. Okay, yeah, you do explore, right? Okay, you will explore, you will colonize. Also, the rich RPG. We have this automatically. It's fantastic, isn't it? Get over there. Alright. Let's see if we can save. Oh, yes, I can. I'm totally saving this save because it's pretty awesome. Oh, save game as LP. LP checkpoint. Or let's play checkpoint. There we go. Save. Now, what does it look like? Oh my word! Doesn't. That's gonna get confusing in the future. All right. Confirm colonization. Sol 1. Large radiated ultra FEG 5 max pop. It's ultra rich though. It's also radiated. That's a problem. You know what? I'll say worth it.
Congratulations for founding your new colony. You may have noticed that this colony is not suited to farming, which means your colonists will starve unless you do something about this situation quickly. The simplest way to resolve this problem is to simply ship food from one of your more agricultural colonies, like your homeworld, to this new colony. This tutorial will show you how to do that, as well as how to effectively use the Empire Management screen.
Alright.
In the upper right portion of the screen, you can see your resources bar, indicating, among other things, the amount of freighters you have available and the amount of surplus food your planets are producing. The process of moving food from where it's produced to where it is needed is automatic, so long as you have at least one freighter available per food that needs transporting.
Can I do this automatically like you could in the original StarDrive? I should.
To solve this problem, you will need to make sure that the workers on a planet that is capable of farming are producing at least one more food than they are consuming.
Right.
A great way to do this is by using the Empire Management screen. Press F2 or click the highlighted button to enter it.
Alright, let's click the highlight button.
Here you can see all of your colonies and all of their citizens, including your homeworld and the poor starving colony that we need to help out. If you do not currently own any freighters, then the first step to feeding your starving colony is to start building some freighters.
You're right.
You can access any planet's build queue directly from the Empire Management screen. The highlighted area shows the top item in the build queue for each listed colony, if any. Click inside that area to access the build queue for a colony, and then add some freighters to your build queue. You may want to move those freighters up to the top of the build queue. When you're in a bind, you can also spend credits to rush production of an item by pressing the Rush button next to an item's entry in the build queue. The closer to completion an item is, the less it will cost to rush, and the more efficient the conversion will be from credits to production.
Alright. Where did they put my freighters? Again, where did they put my freighters? Oh, I remember you well, that type of ship. Corvettes. Yeah, it works.
Finally, to make sure that your starving planet can get food, you'll need to ensure that you are producing a food surplus at one of your other colonies. You may need to reassign citizens from the production or science roles to do some farming. However, once you have some freighters made and some excess food, then the process of supplying your starving colony will occur automatically.
Yeah, I should have totally waited to get this planet when we have biospheres or terraforming or anything like that that allows us to not worry about this problem. But it's ultra rich and I want it. I want that to be my Mars of this game. I want this to produce all of our ships. See, it's 5 already. I mean, it's 5. It's 5 production compared to Earth's 7. Which you may be thinking, Earth's better production. But this colony just got started. So yeah. So when we add the rover factory, for instance, it will get even better. So yeah.
But finally, here's an extra tip. Once you do have some freighters in your fleet, you can also transfer population between colonies on this Empire management screen. To do so, simply drag one or more citizens from the colony where they live to the colony where you want them to live. They'll each need their own freighter to act as a temporary transport. This is a great way to alleviate the pressures caused by overpopulation on your larger worlds.
Oh, that's cool. I don't think that was in the original. Alright, so you get there. There we go. Alright, Earth will be our food planet for right now, while Sol 1 will be our production planet. So yeah. I mean, we just made Sol 1 have better production by just moving one worker. Alright, okay, so how does this work? How does moving food work? I wasn't paying all that attention. Let me just click on that. Alright, so I have to figure this out. Oh, space station. How does this work? Well, look at this. The sun's over there and it moves. That's pretty cool. How it actually changes. Where your planet's orbiting the sun actually changes where the sun's shining on said planet. Even though the city lights are still the same, but hey, it works. All right. Well, yeah, it's management. That's science. You know what? I don't want to. Now let's research aeroponic farm. Sure. Oh. Okay, I thought I was gonna say there's not a lot of research in this game, but apparently I was dead wrong. If you click on the little things next to the name, the little lines that looks like the Xbox One start button, you actually look at many more science to be had. You need biospheres, by the way. Biospheres. Nope, nowhere. Nowhere to be seen. They're not in there anyway. Industry. A lot of pretty cool stuff. Oh, biospheres. Well, we'll see if the aeroponic farm will work on Sol 1. Alright, I think we're ready to end our turn. Let's right click out of here. I should have paid better attention to the whole, it's the whole how to transfer stuff, but we shall, once we get our frigates built, we'll figure that out. Alright, well, I think we're fully set to go with the game now, although there might still be tutorials in our future. Save, and now let's end our first turn. Here she is. We need that food now. Alright. Let's take a look. What do we have here? Gas giant, don't bother with it. Small radiated, that's not good. We got abundant. We're not gonna mess with that right now. Alright, yeah, move on there. Turn. No space bar. Oh, hello. Welcome to the G&N Neglected News Network, broadcasting to you live from a highly secure location. In today's news, reports are filtering in that 9 new races have taken to the stars, marking the start of a new cycle. Will these fledgling races repeat the same mistakes of those who came before, or will one champion emerge and claim victory? Over the coming weeks, we will be taking a closer look at each of these races to see how they are coming along now that those star drives working for them. Now that they have those star drives working for them. We'll be back with more as we have it. Until then, this has been G&N. Alright. That's new and interesting. There's this. And you, what, are you done with this? Are you done with the ship? You're almost done with the ship. This is a big pro. Oh, I can change Earth's name. We're not doing that. Well, I got uncolonized. So that's what happens when you now colonists on set planets. You get uncolonized. Well, that's a problem. Ancient androids, eh? You're going for that guy next. Okay, let's build a colony ship. Well, I completely failed Sol 1.
I noticed that you haven't yet colonized a new planet. Allow me to make a suggestion. Actually, you have no choice in the matter, so would you kindly click the next button?
Okay.
Wonderful. I've taken a look at the unowned planets that you know about, and it looks like this planet here, or asteroid belt as the case may be, would be the best choice for a new colony. Things to consider when deciding which planets to colonize include the planet's climate and mineral richness, its gravity levels, maximum population, and whether or not it has any special properties or strategic resources available.
Alright.
To colonize a planet, select a fleet that contains a colony ship, and then right-click the planet or asteroid belt that you wish to colonize. The fleet will move to position, and then when it arrives, you will be prompted to confirm the colonization.
They're gonna say it? I guess not. Oh, yeah, again, the unfortunate Sol 1. We're gonna try again. We just didn't have our freighter up and running. We got ancient. Okay, on Sol 3, you have a problem. Ancient androids. I'm not quite sure how to handle them, but we shall find out with you. Ancient androids can never reveal a cache of ancient androids locked away in the bunker on this planet. You put these here, and why we can't say gain 2 androids. Oh, we get. Okay, fine. We gain stuff. We don't have to fight them. They're not remnants. We actually, those are our buddies. We need to rescue. All right, let's do that then. I didn't see that before. I thought we had to fight them, but oh well. I guess we don't have to do that. So let's colonize then. All right. What do we have in this system? Yeah, what's going on here? We're not going to be doing this as it's huge, toxic, poor, animal G. That means it's toxic atmosphere and poor minerals, meaning it's not worth our time at the moment. Only worth our time if we want some more, can I see their flag on your face? No, I can't. That's the mech. I can zoom in. Alright, we'll get moving over here. Well, that's unfortunate about planet. We can take it over later if we have biodomes and terraforming. But for right now, I'm not going to do that. Well, let's save. That's all saving this game. Nice, nice. This thing's instant. I love it. Okay, hold on. Spacebar. Actually, I like what they did with the turn in the. I like what they did with the turn in this game. It's basically real time, but basically it. Okay, the closest game I know of that's like this, where it's turn-based, but you don't really feel it all that much, is Bionic Dudes, which I've been wanting to record on the channel for a long time. I just never got an opportunity to record it. But basically, it's a roguelike game where you control robots fighting other robots, and basically we move around the map. You move around in turns, but it doesn't feel like it because turns take an instant, and like this on spacebar. It feels like it's.
I noticed that you haven't yet visited the shipyard. Designing your warships is an important part of StarDrive 2. You can access the shipyard in a number of ways. First, you can open the fleet screen by pressing the highlighted button. The hotkey is F4. Once the fleet screen is open, press the large button labeled Shipyard. You can also access the shipyard from any colony's build queue management screen by clicking the pencil icon next to a warship's name. Go ahead and open up the shipyard now.
Alright, I was going to do that later once we actually need to build ships, but oh well, I'll do it now.
Welcome to the shipyard. This screen allows you to customize the loadout and combat behaviors of your warships.
Alright.
On the right side of the screen, you can see all of the currently available ship hulls. Left-clicking a hull's icon will select that hull. Try clicking around to see the various sizes and shapes of the hulls available to you. When you're ready to move on, click the next button.
Alright, so it's, from what I can see right here, it's slightly different than it was in the original StarDrive, because in the original StarDrive, when you built your ship, you built them, basically they had a grid and how the ships look like. Now it's basically, it's still a grid, but it's not actually form-fitting the ship anymore, which I'm kind of disappointed about, although I don't know if that's true. I don't know if this is just a overview or not. We'll see in a second.
When you have a hull selected, a list of available loadouts will be displayed in the highlighted area. As you can see, clicking a loadout will load that ship design onto the selected hull.
Alright.
Hulls have 5 sections: fore, aft, port, starboard, and center. Ship sections live and die as a unit. That is, if a ship is taking fire from the left, then the port side ship modules installed there will start to take damage, working from the outside in. If the entire port section is destroyed, and your ship continues to take fire from the left, then the damage will pass on to the center section. When all of the modules in a ship's center section are destroyed, then the ship will explode.
Alright, that's time.
The left side of the screen displays the ship modules available for you to install on your ship. You can see that 3 categories of ship modules exist: weapons, defenses, and systems. Let's take a closer look at one of these modules. Select the laser cannons entry to continue. With the laser cannons entry selected, you can see that 4 variants of the laser cannon exist, each with their own statistics such as production cost, power draw, range, damage, and so on. As always, try mousing over each icon for a description of its significance.
Alright. And of course we can actually, and these are just little add-ons you can put on your turrets, I suppose.
You can also see a number of checkboxes in the highlighted area. These checkboxes allow you to further modify the performance of a ship module, typically increasing its performance in some way at the trade-off of increasing the module's production cost or power requirements. To install a ship module, you simply need to select it from the list of available variants on the left side of the screen, and then click an area on the selected hull's module overlay grid. If you want to remove a module from the selected hull's module overlay grid, simply right-click that module. Install a module now onto the displayed vessel to continue. The highlighted area on the right side of the screen displays your ship's overall statistics, as well as a checklist to help you create a valid ship design. One of the most important concepts to keep in mind is that most ship modules require power to operate. To create power, your ship must have enough power plants installed. The overall positive or negative power generation is listed in the statistics panel.
Good.
Another key concept is to ensure that all ships have enough ammunition to fire their weapons. Energy weapons require that you have power capacitors installed. Power capacitors act as batteries that are drained when energy weapons are fired, and they fill back up at the rate of your positive power flow. Kinetic weapons like missiles require that you install ordnance lockers. Ordnance lockers are only refilled by visiting a friendly colony, meaning that your heavier weapons might only have enough ammunition for 1 or 2 battles in the field before you need to rearm.
Alright, actually, with that, I'll wrap up this episode here. So thanks for watching. I really appreciate you guys watching this video and this series in general. If you are watching this series, please let me know in the comments. And also, please let me know in the comments. Also, I would appreciate if you were to leave a comment. If you want to talk to me, if you have any suggestions for the series, like how I should build my ships, where I should colonize next, or where I should explore next, or any tips on how to play StarDrive 2 in general, even if I know tips, still interesting comments, or people that didn't know the tip. And I guess, see you in a second.